Saints fans, welcome back to the Predicted 23. My name is Ari. This week we're coming up against Geelong in Geelong. It's a tough assignment, but can it be the week that we finally get that W that we deserve? We've been playing so well, but no, nothing to show for it, unfortunately. So this would be a great win if we could not only break our own losing streak, but break our drought in Geelong. So I don't think we've won there for 20 odd years. So that would be good. Before we get into the team this week, I got to say last week was a great week. Not only because the predictions were pretty much bang on. Anyone that watches the show knows I've been dying to get Max Heath in. So that was great. But not only that, my guy Hugh Boxall made his way back into the side. The reverse jinx works, so very happy about that. And of course, Liam Stocker. How can you not be happy when he walks back into the 23? So let's talk about this week. Here is the side. Very simple this week. I was going to say don't change a winning formula, which sounds kind of ridiculous because we've lost the last 5 or something. But to be honest, I'm loving the way this team is going about it. So in Ari Showmaker, out Dan Butler. But yeah, to go on from what I was just saying, I love the way this team is going about it. We're showing our youth and we're really getting a good amount of development into those younger players. And, like Ross says, he's coming and he wants to get 50 games into a lot of these guys so that, when our hopeful premiership window comes around the corner, he's got a couple of players to pick from. And this year, results-wise, has been so disappointing. But, we've got a career best year from Windhager. We've discovered Max Hall. Taru gets out there for his first year. There's Naz he's probably going to be All-Australian this year. So still a lot to take out of this year. And I just want to continue that on into this week, which is why, of course, Max Heath, etc. keep their spot. But let's talk about the ins and outs. Outs, Dan Butler, unfortunately. I'm sure if you're at the game or if you saw it on TV, Dan Butler dislocated the elbow. It was actually, I believe. And it looked pretty gory to see that on the replay. So hopefully he's okay. Unfortunately, it's looking like he's probably going to be out for the rest of the year at this stage. I hope his recovery and all that goes well. Shout out to Dan Butler. But coming in, it was actually a difficult one because there was a lot of possible names, but to be honest, I liked the 22 as it was. So I thought, okay, out of everyone in the VFL, who do I want to see most and who works the best as a sub? It's got to be Ari Showmaker because he's worked hard for a spot all year. He's playing full-time on the wing at Sandy. We know he can defend. And you know what? I think if we needed to, we could swing him forward. So I think he's the perfect sub. Can play anywhere on the ground, and he's very deserving of a chance. He had 25 touches, 11 marks, and a goal for Sandy. His VFL report said his first game as a full-time wingman and was able to show all his attributes, including his ability to distribute the ball in the tough conditions, impacted the game both offensively and defensively, so he took a really good step forward. I think this is the week to bring him in. I think it'll just be the one change. I'd love for it to be him, but let's talk about some of the other guys that are in contention. I don't think he's going to come in just because the only way he would enter the side would be to take Max Heath out. But Alex Dodson is playing some seriously good footy down in the twos. 29 touches, 35 hit-outs, 10 clearances, and 3 goals. That is a pretty impressive display. And he played as the number 1 ruck for the first time all year. So shout out to him. He's plucking away really well. Darcy Wilson is one. 33 touches, 8 tackles, 6 clearances, 8 inside 50s. A strong performance. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him come in. But the other thing is that we've already done this with Darcy once this year, where he comes in, he gets dropped, plays a really solid game at the twos, and comes straight back in. I think this time, let's give him at least 2, maybe 3 games to, not only really earn that spot back, but work on the things that need to be worked on in his game down at the VFL level. So when he comes back to AFL level, he's ready to go and not just rushed back in. So in saying that, wouldn't be totally surprised to see him in. Paddy Dow, he's another. I want to pick him. I think he will play before the season ends. It'll be a great story to have him back out there. I just think there's too many players in this position already. 33 touches, 14 clearances, 8 inside 50s, 5 tackles. A really strong performance from him. So love to see it. Toby Travalia, he's one that I'd love to see play just because, he's a first round pick, exciting, all of that. But just the 16 touches and the 6 intercepts. I'll read his VFL report. Toby had some clear focuses from last week's contest against Box Hill, and we thought that That was really evident in his game on Sunday. His ability to stay in the game and keep concentrating on his role and not ball watching was strong, allowing the ball to come to him in the right position. So it sounds like he's got some work to do, and Brendan Goddard and the coaches down there are working closely with him. So I expect him to probably stay on that side. Collard is a name that's going to be thrown around this week, especially because Dan Butler playing the small forward position. Obviously, do you do a straight swap? Maybe so, but just the 5 touches and a goal to read his report. Moved back forward this week after a few weeks trialed on the wing. He was able to show glimpses of his pressure and ability to keep the ball inside 50, but copped a few knocks late in the contest that kept him on the bench for a large portion. So probably not the week to bring him back in. You'd want to bring him in off of a strong performance. In saying that, if they want to go like for like, Lance Collard could be the go. So a little injury update. Jack Carroll, knee 1 to 2 weeks. Unfortunate for him because he certainly would have been in contention this week. Dougal Howard and Philippou are still 2 weeks away each, so hopefully we see them both again at AFL level sometime again this year. And Isaac Keeler's done a hammy. I think it might have been at training 2 to 3 weeks. So, I mean, if you're Max Heath, that means your spot's pretty solid. But I guess, with Dodson coming up, maybe not. But yeah, unfortunate for Isaac. Hopefully he gets back soon. Holding their spots this week, there's a couple. I want to just say, like, some youngsters that people might come after: Garcia, Max Heath, Boxall, Hasty. I want to leave them all in. I'm like, they're all showing glimpses. They're all doing enough to hold their spot. And if someone is performing really well at VFL level and one of these guys slips away, yeah, they can take their spot. But as of now, I don't think any of those guys warrant being dropped, so I want to keep all of them in. Hunter Clark is the sub. It was a weird sub for me, but I just want to see him back in that 22, getting that continuity under his belt. He's still really low game time. I don't know if it's a conditioning thing, what the go is there, but I want to see that game time ramped up. Because I do think he can be a damaging piece for us, and we got to keep trialing him to see, is he going to be a part of this team moving forward? These are the games where you find that out. So certainly want to see him in there. And I don't think either of these guys are getting dropped in Jack Higgins or Liam Henry, but I want to see both of them lift. They've been a bit quiet these last couple of weeks, so it'll be nice to see them lift. Higgos is certainly not getting dropped, but I want to see him get that All-Australian blazer. And Henry, it's been a weird one with him this year, so hopefully he can, kick a bag up in Geelong. So let's go over the team before I wrap up. From the full-back line, Liam Stocker, Anthony Caminiti, and Alex Taru. On the half-back line, Nasai Wangani-Malira, Callum Wilkie, and Jack Sinclair. On the wings, Mason Wood and Bradley Hill. In the middle, Steele, McRae, Garcia, with Marshall as the ruck. On the half-forward line, Mitch Owens, Max Heath, Max Hole. Full forward line, Liam Henry, Cooper Sharman, and Jack Higgins. On the bench, Boxall, Windhager, Hasty, and Clark, with Ari Schoenmaker coming in as the sub. In the emergencies, I've put Dodson and Paddy down there because, they're both playing so well at 2's level. Why not? Maybe they'll... that's just the first step in getting closer to getting into the side. And then, of course, Ronnie Burns rounding that out. So that's all for this week. It's one of those games where Geelong, whether the season's completely dead or alive, you just want to win these games because they're fun. And let's be real, we hate Geelong. So it'll be great to beat them. So until next week, up the mighty Saners. Talk then. Bye.